ED.
All right, we have him, Duncan. Hey, thank you, man. The girl talking about a ratio. Average dudes would F anything. It ain't no flex. Adam, would you really have done a threesome with Tate? Also, Brian is Natch coming on in the future. Not sure about... I still need to look into this Natch guy. I'll check it out. Adam, would you do a threesome with Andrew Tate?
Well, for the sheer virality of it, if he was willing to participate in a pornographic movie and allow us to release it, I don't know how we would turn that down.
Sorry.
If we could get the model release form, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but generally speaking, you know, us going outside of our relationship is pretty much reserved just for, you know, adult performers, since it is like a content thing. But if Andrew wanted to enter the game with us,
Adam,
I could be open to that.
Where do you draw the line with this stuff? Like, honestly, it seems like you've opened Pandora's box, and I mean, I know you're joking, kind of trolling about this stuff, but are you guys talking like penetration and you? Like, where is this going?
No.
I've only slept with one other guy besides him, and it was like 2 months ago. It's not like.
But you guys are like very open-minded about all this stuff.
But we haven't even planned the next thing. Like,
okay, but you want to do it with another dude,
that is
in the thing.
That is something that we both
doing
want
your
to
first in porn is like a big thing. It's like a
and I just think it's hot. Like, realistically, yeah.
You think it's hot?
We did it actually once in our personal life.
With another dude
when
we first met. Yeah,
it was like really fun.
First couple weeks or whatever, we were at a party and we ended up hooking up with my friend. My friend ended up getting it with me.
That doesn't feel slightly, you know?
Well, once I started dating her and we fell in love, it was kind of like, oh my God,
yeah,
I can't believe I let my friend fuck you that one night. But
while other people were watching us.
Yeah, but then once we really kind of accepted our love, it was not a big deal.
But yeah, like he was always turned on when we'd talk about it. So I was like, okay, clearly you're having like a physical response to this. So like,
I just grew up running trains on chicks with my friends, and then it kind of became weird to like end up in a relationship with a girl that I essentially kind of did that with in the early days.
It was a threesome.
Yeah, it was a threesome. But still, you know, it's like you kind of like, even if you like doing that, if you can get down with running a train, which like a huge percentage of dudes that I know at some point when they were younger, they did that. But then like, you know, you just don't wife up a girl like that, right? Well, I'm proving that you can. And you should.
What? You guys have a daughter? Is
Yes.
that right? So I've got 2 sons. I hope we have a daughter. We'll see what God does. But I'll see. But what do you think for your daughter? Like, would you want your daughter to go down the path you've gone down with porn?
No.
Why is that?
Because I feel like she should choose whatever, you know, career or pursuit she wants to pursue. If she found herself as an adult one day, having explored a variety of different options, and that was what she ultimately wanted to do, it wouldn't really be my choice at that point. But for sure, I would rather her pursue, you know, art or music or
But like a
business.
lot of daughters like admire their mothers and want to be like their mothers. So let's say she's 17, about to turn 18, and she's like, I want to be like my mom. Like, she's successful. My dad seems to really love her and, you know, is committed to her. I want to do porn. How would that make you feel?
I mean, I would want her to do it in the safest way possible, and I would want
Really,
to make
nigga?
sure that I could help her if she needed that help. But I'd like Adam, like I would rather her do something else. Like when I got into porn, I had already had a degree, I'd had multiple different jobs, and I was super broke, and this wasn't my first choice, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take photos, and then I'll have the freedom to do whatever else I want with my life. And that is how it started. And then we started dating, and we were already like making porn in our personal life. Like we'd fuck and then we'd film it, and it was kind of just like,
But
why not?
if there's nothing wrong with porn, why would you want her to do other things first? Why would you have any issue at all with her going into it?
I just think that it's kind of limiting for the future of your life afterwards. You know, like we don't really have any doubt about the fact that her degree would be kind of useless to her at this point in terms of getting into another career. You see girls dealing with that all the time. I just don't think that it's like necessarily a good thing for a girl to get into because she's 18 and she doesn't feel like getting a job. Like it just is not, you know, like the reason why me and her got into it is legitimately because, well, especially in her case, and she had a super normal, regular job, and she just wanted to achieve some degree of financial freedom and to be able to do what she wanted with her time. And, you know, I got into it not really necessarily having to do it, but just because I wanted to, you know, make content with her and we enjoy it, you know.
But like porn aside, if my daughter was like wanted to explore her sexuality, like I don't think that's a bad thing. Like I don't think that's unethical.
But you guys just both acknowledge you wouldn't want your daughter to do that.
It wouldn't be my ideal
choice,
thing.
So isn't that a bit inconsistent though, to create something that you wouldn't want your offspring? Like we want our kids to be better than us, so why would you want them to do that? Like if they're aspiring for you to.
I feel like what I'm doing allows my daughter to have a better life. Like I'm able to, we're going to be able to like put her through private school because I have the life that I have now. Like I wouldn't have been able to give her that without that.
My dad was a social worker, and for sure he wanted me to be something bigger and better than a social worker. You know, it's like you always want your kid to do better than you would want to do. You know, I would love if my daughter was, you know, some famed, you know, artist or something. That would be amazing. Do I necessarily think that that's in the cards? I mean, that's kind of a roll of the dice. You never know what your kid's going to get.
How much
into.
is it? How much is enough? Like financially, like at what point is it just like you I feel like you guys intrinsically know this isn't helpful.
No, I think it's as long as you're having fun. Like
Yeah.
whenever we go and
But is there a
porn
dollar
in a day,
amount?
it's like
No, it's not a dollar
It's
amount.
basically just like it's fun. Like I look at my calendar and we're hooking up with a couple of chicks that day, and I'm like, oh wow, what a great Wednesday. It's like
But yeah,
very
it's like,
profitable
if
and
it didn't
fun.
feel good anymore, like
Yeah.
there are
I
times
mean,
when
meth feels good.
like sometimes we have more sex on camera than we do off camera, and those weeks I don't feel like as connected to him. I'm like, wow, we've just been working so much. Like I don't feel like we've been fostering our relationship. And in those weeks, if like we didn't take that break and that pause and talk about it and reconnect, then I could see myself being like, I don't want to do this anymore because it's interfering with our relationship.
And meth does feel good, but the downside of meth is much worse.
You don't
Do you
think
think
there's-
there's any
Having
down-
actually done it, it's not that great. Whereas the downside of having, you know, a threesome with some girl on camera is that at the end of the money, you get a bunch of money in the mail. So to me,
In the
it's
interim,
very different.
you guys don't know potential consequences down the road.
I mean, we've been doing it for a long time, and I wouldn't really say that we've encountered many negative consequences from it. Just a
But
bunch
I
of
guess-
fun and cash.
Hold
But I
on,
guess
I
I'm
do.
trying to-
I do have to move on from this. All
Sorry,
right, we
yeah.
have no. It's fine.